Conservation of natural resources is an important strategy to protect the nature and our ecology as well as the environment surrounding us. Our planet is blessed with immense biodiversity in the form of species richness, flora, fauna, microbes, as well as a wide diversity of ecosystem and forest types, and wildlife as the top of the cherry on the cake. Unfortunately, human activities have restricted the establishment of other inhabitants of this planet in thriving successfully as our co-species due to numerous anthropogenic activities such as infrastructural development, expansion of industry and agriculture, as well as developmental projects that integrates economic development of a nation or a region but disregards the environmental significance of protecting those biodiverse environment and protecting the rich biodiversity in the form of forest, wildlife, and richness of species. Under these circumstances, are we going to abandon the forest? Are we going to abandon the projects associated directly with the conservation of our natural resources? Because if we do not take initiative to protect our natural resources, the biggest chances are that we will lose them over time. And this will not only impact us economically as we are dependent on the forest, both for timber and non-timber forest products, for export, as well as various rich natural resources which are essential for our survival, such as forest mushrooms, various minor products, medicinal plants that are extensively used in our pharmaceutical, nutraceutical, and functional food industries for the production of medicine and immunity boosters and various other food sources on which, as humans, we are dependent on these natural resources. It is important to highlight here that humans have destroyed forests, have destroyed unique habitat, pristine ecological systems, but it is the humans who on this planet has the ability to restore, reorganize and refurbish all those degraded ecosystem and environment and help nature get back to its shape. It is important for all of us to realize that humans are an important stakeholder, or in other words, the most important stakeholder in the process of conservation. If humans do not participate collectively at local, regional, and global level to protect natural resources, very little of our natural resources could be protected. If we look at the mega biodiverse countries around the world, such as China, India, the Philippines, Indonesia, Malaysia, Madagascar, Ecuador, United States, everywhere where we see an extensive richness of flora, fauna, microbes, and other life forms, humans have taken significant impact through their multifarious economic approaches in destroying them. But at the same time, wherever restoration of these degraded habitats have happened, it has been due to humans. Looking into India, Kaziranga Natural Forest at one point of time was a degraded ecosystem with poachers hunting the one-horned Indian rhinoceros to the point of extinction. But due to involvement of all the stakeholders in and around the forest, not only just the state and the central government and the forest department, but also stakeholders who are primary inhabitants of the forest, fringe forest dwellers, remote tribal groups, people living and surviving around the forest, it is important to note that it is only through this stakeholder approach that Kaziranga today has transformed into a successful global iconic model of one-horned Indian rhinoceros conservation, as well as conservation of large number of species of wildlife that inhabits there and the forest types therein. It is not only a model for India, it's a model for the entire world. How successfully, if people are integrated in the process of conservation, we could certainly bring in great changes and help in the process of conservation. Never ever, if we forget that people are the cornerstone in the objectives of achieving successful conservation, if we remove human from that equation, or if we remove important stakeholders like tribals, forest dwellers, aborigines, fringe forest dwellers, marginal farmers, or even those who have illegally settled inside the forest for generations, or interior living tribal groups that associated forest with their life and livelihood for generations. If we do not include them in the equation for conservation, then no conservation will ever be successful. Conservation is a people's project, whether it is in situ or ex situ. Unless we involve people proactively in the process of conservation, very little could be done to help protection of our forest, wildlife, biodiversity and endangered ecosystem. Shaikat Kumar Basu, Bureau Report, Kalinga Chronicle TV.